The Tinubu political clout or capacity is exaggerated. Yes.
The guy is gone. He's performed miserably. He has.
Nigerians, will you please go to Nigeria? Zimbabweans, will you please go to Zimbabwe?
You do this one, do this one, you do this one.
Guys, welcome back again. Still on the matter where they sup. Hold on, because I'm going to be playing a full video for you guys to take a look at. So the big men them around the pizza, Elrufai don't come out to criticize Tinubu, over the way he actually conducts election and what he does in offices, how he has embezzled over 100 billion naira every month, and from the federation account, and no one is accounting to it, how it misses, and how it goes out, without any proper recording. These are more as some of the truth that has been exposed about Tinubu. According to Elrufai, over 2.2 million Nigerians were missing in 2024, and about 615,000 were died, and nobody has any good record of what happened to these people under President Tinubu's regime in just a year, calling it one of the most disastrous, regime to have ever been in existence in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Randy Peter don't criticize, the big man Tinubu. He said this electoral reform is one thing that they are looking forward to. Say if Tinubu actually, claims to be who he is, saying that he has a political influence, calling it a political class at this moment, saying Tinubu does not really have that backing which he claims he has, that influence which he claims he has. So in 2023, P2B won him, in Lagos and in all other big states in Nigeria, and he could not do anything about it, saying that all his political statements are just a make cloud to actually project a propaganda that does not really exist. I'm going to be playing the full video for you guys to watch. The major issue now we're having in Nigeria is electoral reform, and the big man is also using the opportunity to call us Nigerians to take it serious, because it is high time we begin to think towards 2027, because these guys are already ahead of us. And then there's an issue going on in South Africa where the South Africans are asking Nigerians to leave. Say Nigeria, they do one kind of bad things for their country. Say Nigeria must go. And this is, I'm not surprised they're doing this, because already our government has failed us. There's a lot of failed policies out there, which, has made giving these guys the opportunity to insult Nigerians. Imagine about 100 billion naira missing from the federation account in the name of for security challenges. Meanwhile, we are still suffering security challenges every now and then. 2 days ago, there was about 27 people which died in Plateau State, and nobody has said anything about it. The press is not even making any proper publications about it. Nigeria has become a laughing stock today. Our neighboring countries are already laughing at us, telling us we should leave their country. Imagine the little Ghana asking Nigeria to leave their country after everything Nigeria has done for them in the past, and everything Nigeria has done to South Africa for South Africa, and they are coming up one to actually start insulting us and telling us we should leave their country. This is the result we get when our government are underperforming, when they are looting money and stealing the money without working and showing good output out there. Nigerians are now looking for greener pastures, all because of failed political campaign promises out there. Let me play the first video of Randy Peter criticizing Tinubu, because he said a lot of things. Watch the video to the end, share your opinion, because after this we'll be talking about the so-called messiah, in person of Elrufai, who is propagating himself and trying to push himself as one of the best right now, forgetting the bad history which he has left behind in Kaduna while he was the governor of the state.
Jay, should I be honest with you? The Tinubu political clout or capacity is exaggerated. Yes. President Tinubu is not us. In fact, the confidence and arrogance of that political class and dynasty is a corrupt and criminal electoral process. President Tinubu stays in Ikoyi in Bodilon under Etiosa. In 2023, he did not vote in Ikoyi. He registered in Alausa, Ikeja. Peter Obi won Ikeja and Etiosa. That was home and away. He won Lagos. President Tinubu is the first person who won presidency by losing all the major states. He lost Kano, lost Abuja, lost his home state of Lagos, and then reverse whatever happened with the shenanigans with the FCT minister there. So look, if we fix elections, and that is why today, no matter what, if you take away criminality and thuggery, people were flogged out of polling units in Lagos during the elections. Allow free and fair election and let us taste popularity. If you take away the touts and arrogance and criminality, all the yashine do talk and all of that, take away the agberus, let us see who truly is godfather and how influential. Influence is popularity. You should be able to be confident that people love you enough for them to vote for you without coercion, without bullying, or without any form of violence. So look, the ADC as it is, if they put their acts together, and if they were not that serious, the ruling party will not be as jittery as they are. All the statements you are seeing is because even the ruling party does not know how 2027 will play out. But guess what? 2027 is even beyond APC and ADC. The real opposition in 2027 and the more than 200 million Nigerians who are victims of reckless and irresponsible leadership. The persons who are in hunger, multi-dimensional poverty, victims of insecurity. That is the people's opposition. So Nigerians must wake up and rise above political figures as opposition and know that you and I, if Obi does not become president, what does he have to lose? If Atiku does not become president, he's a former vice president, one of the wealthiest persons in the country. So the real victims of what we are talking about are you and I, the average Nigerians. All right, Jay, the only sectors that are doing well in Nigeria today is crime and criminality. Every other sector is in trouble. That is why you can see people who, an ICC that was built in 30 years ago for 28 million is renovated for 39 billion and renamed after who renovated and not who built. There is a desperation for self-gratification and financial aggrandizement. There are no consequences. People are playing God when Nigerians are languishing in impoverishment, extreme and multi-dimensional poverty. So when you put the economic indices of the country on a scale now, you know that we need to rescue ourselves. And if you agree that Nigerians must save themselves, Nigerians are suffering now. A lot is going on now. That is why when you talk about President Buhari dying, Nigeria, we are in an unfortunate situation where we spent money maintaining the life of a president when he was alive, and even in death, taxpayer money will still be used to repatriate the body back to Nigeria, because everything will be at the expense of the Nigerian state. Meanwhile, people are dying for malaria in Nigeria. People are dying for smaller sicknesses or illnesses than what killed President Buhari. Yet he could not build one hospital. So Nigerians are in a dilemma. We must find a way to rescue ourselves. So we must pay attention. The coalition should know what to do. They must read the room and know whatever that is going on, the sentiment. So what do you think can happen? See this issue of poverty and the rest of it. It will not change. What is the cause of poverty in Nigeria? A bad economy. Why is our economy bad? We do not produce. We are a non-productive nation. What exactly is going on? Corruption. 60% of the country's budget is outrightly stolen. Brazen criminality. What is going on in government is thieves. People stealing. And there are no consequences. Look at insecurity. It cannot end because the more money you pour into it, it has become an investment. The National Security Advisor said in Plateau that the weapons that are used to kill people in Plateau, Benue State, are weapons that were stolen from government armory. Criminals are stealing weapons from government, using to kill citizens, and government cannot protect them. So there will be no better time, because the tragedy about Nigeria is that there is no worst case scenario. Because things are this bad does not mean it will not get worse. So if you say you want to solve poverty, you wait for 2027 for them to rig themselves back into power, you have 4 years of more disenfranchisement.
Guys, welcome back again. Still on the matter where the sub. So Elrufai don't come out, they talk, they yarn many things here. Maybe say we need to understand. Say, according to the analysis which they have conducted, about 91% disapproval, is being recorded in the East against Tinubu. Say 91% are against Tinubu, while about 78% are against Tinubu in the north, and about 50-something% are also against him in the west, which shows that this guy is already gone according to him. I'll be playing a full video for you guys to watch, because the big man don't come out, the yarn plenty, saying a whole lot of things. How the Tinubu, is mishandles the Nigerian funds, the embezzlement that is going on there. How, a lot of policies are just meant to actually loot the Nigerian money, and including the borrowing, which has become something a norm in the Nigerian politics, that every administration must borrow. When we are not even in need of this money, they'll come out and tell you they're doing one road from here to there, and they'll call billions and trillions of naira, which are lies. These guys don't spend this amount. There were times they even came out to say one street pole will cost about 266 million naira. One street pole, not the whole street, not the one that will cover the whole street, is going to cost about 266 million naira. And Nigerian raised alarm. Though we, at the end of the day, we don't have a say. They'll come out and say, don't mind them, do whatever you like. We heard some statement coming from the Tinubu himself when he told Dave Umahi, that we shouldn't mind Nigerians, that he should go ahead and do whatever he's doing. This country, it's high time we begin to speak up, because 2027 election is fast approaching and they already concluded what they are going to do. Electoral reform is a key aspect, that Nigeria needs to start taking serious. Let me play a full video for you guys to watch. Watch the ads, smash the like button, share your opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to also share this video.
Throughout the polling before the 2023 election, we knew that the election was going to be tight, very tight. But we were ahead. We knew we were going to be tight. We have done some polling, and I have mentioned some time ago that in many parts of the country, particularly in the southeast and the north, President Tinubu has 91% disapproval rating. Even in Lagos, he has 78% disapproval rating. Okay? In some states,
and that's a scientific poll.
It's a scientific poll,
right.
And in some states in the southwest, he's doing a bit better. Ondo Ekiti, he's doing better than 78% disapproval rating, but there is nowhere he's doing better than 50%, even in the southwest. The guy is gone. He's performed miserably. The economy has tanked. The security architecture has failed. There are no clear trade, industrial, and investment policies. Everything is going wrong. They are raising lots of revenues, but we don't know where the revenues are going because there are no results.
Well, they say they're giving a lot of that money to the states. And let's face it, development, you were a governor before.
Yeah, the states
are responsible for development.
They are not responsible for all development.
Not all.
States are responsible for education, healthcare, and so on. Key, but major infrastructure, electricity, our rail system, our aviation system, the telecom system, is all under exclusively federal so far. So yes, the states are getting more money in Naira terms, but my question is, where are the results? President Tinubu went to Kaduna last week to commission projects. 90% of all the projects he commissioned were the project that I did and took to 90% plus. Okay? No new projects have been initiated and commissioned in 2 years by this administration, even though they have had much more money. So the question is, and I gave the example of Kaduna only because I'm from the state and I know it pretty well and I get a lot of data about what is going on there. But the story is the same in most states of Nigeria. Some governors are trying hard, but frankly, most of them are not doing much with those resources. And the federal oversight is very weak because the president wants all the governors to be in APC.
But they would make the argument that he's only been in office for 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, is it fair to assess him based on 2 years?
Of course, it is fair to assess him. He has assessed others based on 1 year. He has assessed others in the past. You see, the beauty of the 21st century is there is an audit trail of what you have said or done. When Jonathan was president and Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu tweets then, as far as security is concerned, the buck stops at the president's desk. You bring that out to him and show him when he tries to say, governor, go and fix your security problem. No, the governor cannot fix security problems because defense, police, security is exclusively federal. As governors, we were chief security officers only in name. Okay, so don't outsource security to the states. Fix it. Hire more boots on the ground. Equip them, retool them, and so on. And Charles, for the last 12 months or up to 18 months, every month, 100 billion naira is deducted from the federation account and sent to the security agencies. Why is there no improvement? In 2024, over 2.2 million Nigerians were abducted. 615,000 were killed. Is Nigeria at war? These numbers are worse than the 8 years of Buhari. In 1 year, This is from this is data from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. So it's government data. I'm not quoting something out of the air. So for that 100 billion that goes out every month from Federation account without appropriation by the National Assembly, by the way, without appropriation by the state assemblies, because part of the money belongs to the states. So each state assembly is supposed to appropriate that part. So the entire deduction and expenditure is unconstitutional. It's an impeachable offense, but it has been going on for more than 15 months from the last time I checked. So where has that 1.5 trillion gone? What is it being used for? Why is the security situation just getting worse? Why is the government asking communities to protect themselves? Look,
well, I have
President Tinubu's government has failed woefully. Look, beyond, if you asked me in 2022 or 20, it's bad, I would say that you are really ill.
Very brief.
Guys, after listening to Elrufai, it is hard to say that Elrufai is using your opportunity to actually promote himself. We know Elrufai very well now. It's not like he has a good political record. I'm not trying to actually criticize him or side with anyone. I'm not saying that Tinubu has done the right thing. I'm not saying that the big man Elrufai is perfect. I mean, he has done a lot of things. This guy is a religious bigot. We have seen him pushing the agenda against Christianity. We have seen what he did in 2023 when he brought a Muslim ticket, and he said that the Christians cannot do anything about it. We have seen him criticizing P2B in 2023, saying that P2B cannot do anything, has no any influence, has nobody to vote him into power. Well, these are the things he said, and all of a sudden he's changed and is becoming the Messiah who Nigeria is supposedly now going to trust. At this point, it's safe to say that Nigerians are fast to forget. If under the comment section you guys keep quiet, you guys are not saying anything concerning this man, what he did while he was a governor of Kaduna State, how people were pied in that state, and he's coming now to claim that he's now the Messiah, he's now the chief security who, when handed over the Nigerians affair, can actually lead well. Meanwhile, when he was a governor, there were a lot of piping people in the east, in the southern Kaduna, where we saw people lost. There were negotiations with banditry, and this guy is now projecting himself as someone who is going to actually become the great leader tomorrow if given the affairs of Nigeria. Today he's saying that P2B is the best. Meanwhile, in 2023, he criticized the big man P2B. He's even said that Labour Party is a party for the Christians. These are the statements that came out of someone who claims to be, have the solutions that Nigerians are seeking for if voted into power come 2027. I mean, this statement is making them because he lost in Tinubu's chamber. He could not become a minister. He could not handle any, strong ministerial positions, or any appointment were not given to him. This is why he backfires, at Tinubu. Now he's not saying that Tinubu, whom he single-handedly brought to Nigeria, is no longer to be trusted. He's the worst person, and now himself is not a person that should be trusted. He made some statement that thank God he's not part of the administration, that he doesn't know what he would have told his people, or Nigerians out there. He doesn't have to explain to Nigeria how things has gotten so bad, how corruption has eaten up the whole system. See, I'm not saying that this guy cannot do well or he cannot do better, but at this point, we are going to actually start thinking deep. Now, you have to choose between P2B, Tinubu, Elrufai, what is his name, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who has formally resigned from PDP and is now in ADC. Of course, he's made it known that he's no longer going to be in PDP any longer, and a lot of people are happy and are calling on Peter Obi to actually return to PDP. That at this time around, the zoning is going to favor him, and probably he will become the presidential candidate of PDP. Understand? A lot of challenges are still in PDP. You get the matter, and these people who came out to actually form ADC are same people who spoiled PDP, are same people who are in APC. Elrufai, for instance, has been in APC, has has been in PDP, and at this point is coming to project himself as someone who is going to save Nigeria. Meanwhile, he has a hand in the issues that is bothering Nigeria up to date. I mean, it's high time Nigeria begin to actually think deep, begin to choose rightly who is going to actually lead us aright, who we can trust, who is, someone who has a human heart, who we can say, okay, this person is accountable. You get, not these issues that are wondering about and so on, saying that okay, we should try Tinubu, we should give Tinubu second chance and all of that. We've given him the second chance. This is 2 years in his office and the big man has failed woefully. Things are getting bad on daily basis and no one is even saying anything about it. Now let me play the next video of this guy who is protesting all over the place, saying that Tinubu has done it again. There's increase in cost of living, there's increase in food, there's increase in everything about life living is becoming unbearable to every Nigerians out there. Funny thing is that this government hardship is not affecting only the Igbos or the Hausas or the Yorubas. It is something that is affecting everyone out there. So in terms of being sentiment of who will become the next leader of Nigeria, it is high time we lay aside tribalism, because it is one of the strongest tools the politicians are capitalizing on to ensure that we never bring our mindset to pass. Watch the video to the end, smash the like button, share your opinion, and also share this video.
Go. Whether you like it or not, you are going to go. Nigerians, will you please go to Nigeria? Zimbabweans, will you please go to Zimbabwe? Maputo must go to Maputoans. We are hurtful in our South Africa. Our South Africa is rotting because of Nigerians giving our children drugs. We are sick and tired.
Do this one, oh. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, eh. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, eh. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, eh. Oh, do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, eh. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, eh. You do this one. Hey, Tinubu, you do this one, eh. You do this one. Well, on a 1 3, oh. You do this one. I said, well, on a 1 3, oh. You do this one. I said, well, on a 1 3, oh. You do this one. Rice on a 120, oh. I said, rice on a 120, oh. Your water 59, what do water 200, oh. I said, Tinubu, you do this one, oh. Said Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. Rice in a 150, oh. Hunger nation, hunger nation. Gari in a 150, oh. Well, 1 3, oh. I say dollar, say 180, lele. I say Tinubu, you do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, eh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do this one. Asana no Martino. No Martino. Asana no Martino, oh. You do this one. Hongana no Martino, oh. You do this one. Insecurity no Martino. You do this one, oh. Unemployment no Martino. You do this one. Shopping and spending no Martino. You do this one. I said Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, oh. You do this one, oh. Tinubu, you do this one, lelele. And then you do am, oh. You do this one, oh.
Guys, I don't see am now. The matter with the sub no be today where it starts, and I just thank God that a whole lot of Nigeria already trying to speak up, because at this point in time, you don't reach our neck. You don't really reach our neck. We can see it everywhere. There's been the issue of political, or electoral reform. The issue of electoral reform, which they are trying to pass into law, that some things should be put in place. There should be electronic transmission of voters, which they are trying to stop. They are trying to take us back. This government, they have a lot of evil agenda to ensure that they steal the office of the presidency again in 2027, and it is now left for Nigerians to actually put the measures in place to ensure that these things are checkmated. You understand? They will take rig the election and you go to court. Meanwhile, they understand that the judiciary are no longer functioning as an autonomous. They are now functioning as a dependent organization, which is not supposed to be so. Today, they take orders of how to, the judgment they pass. They would say, okay, free this person, and at the end of the day, the federal government will say, no, they are not letting this person go. This has become a national issue and a national debate, that it seems not to end. We've seen the case of Nnamdi Kanu, where they say, okay, release this guy, this guy is free of all the charges, and they're still saying that they cannot release him. This is a country where the judiciary is not working, nothing is working. When they say there's distribution of labor is not working. All the three arms of government are not independent of one another. It's high time Nigeria begin to actually think how to change things in this country, because 2027 is very, very close, and these people are already making a lot of plans to ensure that they continue keeping Nigeria in perpetual bondage. South Africa today have the right to insult Nigeria. Ghana has the right today to insult Nigeria. Poor electricity is going on. There's a lot of bad governance going on in Nigeria. The corruption is at high level, and they are using these things to insult Nigerians and ask Nigeria to leave their country. This is the same Nigeria that has helped these countries in the past. So talking about what happened in South Africa during the time of Nelson Mandela. We all know how Nigeria played role in ensuring that South Africa got their independence. We all know how we sheltered and clothed Ghanaians. And at this point in time, all they can do is to, criticize Nigeria and, say that Nigerians should leave their country, or because Nigerians are there to hustle. We know how Naira was above all the other currencies in Africa. All of a sudden, South Africans are now mocking the Nigerian Naira. Ghana is now mocking the Nigerian Naira. Of course, they have all the rights because the evidences are there. Nigeria has failed to hold its leaders accountable. 2027 should not be matters as usual. Take it serious. Your PVC is one of the strongest weapons that the politicians are dying for to actually secure. This is much you can take on this for now. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also leave your opinion in the comment section. See you on my next videos.